I contacted you on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday, right?
Yes.
I performed a wellness check in the morning of on Tuesday. And it's like, sir, are you okay after watching the trailer for the Fantastic Four First Steps? Um, I How do you feel about it? I want to hear from you first. What is up, sir?
Yeah. I think that like most people, the trailer or teaser trailer, really, which it really was truly a tease,
It was a
like
teaser,
that there
yeah,
was,
yeah.
and then it did what it was supposed to do, and for that reason, I think that it was perfect, right? I think like I don't think there's anything else I could have wanted for them to have shown for a teaser than what they showed. They really did a great job of giving us, the aesthetics of it, the actors in their specific roles, so you get an idea of this is how each of them are going to be presented. Your Johnny, your Susan, your Thing, your Reed, that those kind of things. The just the understand that this is a different world. This is different timelines, kind of like the '60s, but it's also kind of the future, and it's the space race, and really tapping into the launch and made it a launch event, like a rocket launch type style, I think was just really brilliant. There's just in general, I told some people after I saw, I think that just on the teaser alone, this has the chance to be a top five MCU film. I think just based on the teaser alone,
Okay.
it has a chance. Will it attain that? That's another conversation. But I genuinely believe that there's something about like all the different parts that they decided to specifically market were all the specific things that I was looking for. I was looking for the family dynamic. They give you that. I'm
Right.
looking for a sense of the Marvel classicness to it, which is it has humor, it has adventure, but it has stakes. Like there's clearly all those beats in there. There's heart behind it.
Yeah.
I hope that there's a lot of heart because outside of Spider-Man, I think the Fantastic Four is the next characters that have some of the most heart from just a comic book storyline. And there's a lot of we've talked about on the show before for the timeline of when this was coming out, similar to Spider-Man. There was a lot of parallels to real world events that were going on at that time, and that including some of the actual artists themselves, what they were going through, that they were kind of emoting into these characters. There's a great I think it's called Behind the Mask, I want to say, documentary. It's on Disney Plus. I want to say, I think it's what it's called. I might be in other places too, but it was on Disney Plus. It's like a Marvel-ish style documentary, and talking about these types of things again of just like the heart of these characters and why, for example, like the Thing, which is one of the characters I want to talk about quite a bit here because I think that's the one that really stood out to a lot of people from the marketing appearance wise and just overall character wise. But like that's a character you really shouldn't miss on because that character was supposed to emulate some of the things that some of the actual creators were going through at that time, trying to hide where they were born from and things like that. That the Thing kind of represented, and now it can obviously be used in now a fictional environment now where people can try and it's like a Spider-Man the same way. People can say I'm clearly I don't climb on walls, maybe I'm not a high schooler, but there's some relatability to the heart of the character. I think the
Right.
Thing can be the same kind of way as what you when you do it right here. And what the trailer gives you just glimpses of that. Him wearing the traditional outfit with his the trench coat and the
The hat.
hat,
Yeah.
and he's trying like even though people are fans of him, you're seeing the kids holding the toys and stuff like that, like he's like ashamed of who he
So
used to be. He's looking at
the
that one
Ninja Turtles
clip.
costume, because the Ninja Turtles,
And
that's
yeah,
a homage.
yeah,
That's an homage to the Thing, because they wear
yes,
the trench coat and the hat. It's it's an homage
yes,
to that. So yeah, I call it the
yeah,
Ninja
yeah,
Turtles costume.
absolutely. And then all you get is just that one little sequence where you see that he's talking to Reed, and this is before Ben has his transformation. He's like, oh, one of the best looking astronauts, and his joke about it's like, well, obviously he looks nothing like it. Um, so let's just talk about like those things are pros. Talk about the Thing a little bit more. But I genuinely my only main complaint about it is his size. I do when you have that lineup and it stops, and you have the lineup of all four of them standing together.
Okay.
it almost looks like Reed is taller than him. Like when you
So
look at it.
I don't
I'm not expecting him to be like the Hulk big. There's some people who
know.
have said he needs to be as
I
big as the Hulk. The
okay.
recent comics, they've changed that a little bit, but there was a little bit about just like there's something about as I'm gonna get flack for this because I've roasted this movie. The 2015 Fantastic Four, there was something about that they got about the way the thing at least just looked from the standpoint of like his size that was good.
It was
His
naked though.
overall he was that was horrible. But but like the face and like whatever that they did like and just the overall CGI for this is
Right.
better. Like that's there's no quote about
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But just the overall like he stands out.
So here's the thing with because like back then, especially like me growing up, right? And I used to watch like the
Oh
awful
yeah.
the I was there in the trenches with the watching the like the awful Fantastic Four like late 70s show, and then the one that came out in I want to say late 80s, maybe the one that has the
Mm.
catchy theme song. um and and I didn't see, just going back to your Hulk comparison, because I never saw Ben or the Thing in as the same level as the Hulk. It's like he's a rock guy,
Yeah.
he's a rock man, right? He's a man that's made out of rock, but he's not huge, he's not bulky, like he's not this gigantic thing. And and yeah, to your point, there's been different versions where he's bigger, he's taller, he's smaller, he's a little chunkier, and there's different versions.
Yeah.
I think he looked really good. I think that's probably the best CG that Marvel's done since like Thanos.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
It's great.
after that's been hit and miss. Like either you get that, or you get Love and Thunder and and the floating head, and Spidey aside, right? Since Thanos, like, it's probably the best looking that they've done. So you know,
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Like literally for my own, and it's an opinionated thing. I just think that was something that when I see that specific shot, and all four of them are standing next to her, I'm like,
uh,
interesting.
yeah,
But it's like, and it's like I feel like it could be a small change. I had someone else said to me, well, maybe he's gonna evolve and they'll do some kind of thing. I don't know, but regardless, everything else is cool. Yes, could his voice have been a little bit more rocky and grizzled? I'm used to the
okay,
clobber, whatever. He made him sound
right,
just like a regular guy.
right, right.
They could have done things like that. I'm not mad about the voice as much as I am that I'm not mad, but just like creatively, if you're gonna commit to making him look different, make him look a little bit like he stands out compared to everybody else, not just because he's rocks, but like he's a big dude. But it's okay. It's still good. Not that's the most whole thing. Now, as for like one other thing, I did want to take a quick stab at was just the other quick glimpse that we get at John Malkovich as the Red Ghost. Like a lot of people did not know this character was going to be in the show and or in the movie. This is a very like D tier villain like in Marvel. So the fact that they're throwing him into this is really cool because it's like nobody knows who the Red Ghost is unless you're like a hardcore sweaty
That's
super fan.
yeah.
And
I can like
yeah,
just going just thinking back.
yeah,
Yeah, that's like super D tier, man.
super
Like
deep, right? Like so like it's cool. I think it's cool because of all the characters. What we know about him is like, and I think it's gonna be it's clearly going to be shifted a little bit because of again the comics were created to replicate the time period they were in, but we're in a different time now, so they're I don't think they're going to do the exact same thing. So for example, like his character's main structure is that he's like a Cold War specific USSR scientist that he's helping like advance like at that time the specific geographical advancements and trying to you know outdo the United States and other countries and specifically like expansion and conquest and whatever, right? And so without getting like political in that kind of way, like that I think the reason why I say that it's interesting and a good choice is because if the whole premise of this is the space is space and I'm trying to go to space, and I think they're gonna set it up that the Fantastic Four are the first people to ever go to space. Instead of like first person on the
Oh,
moon,
okay, okay,
I
okay.
think it's gonna be set up as like the first civils humans to go to space. I think that's why they're gonna be so celebrated. It's like they're the first to go. That's why first steps, like almost like Neil Armstrong first steps on the moon. So I could see them kind of
Right.
going that route of making an alternate in that way. But to make, if you're doing that and you're talking about the space race, the Red Ghost would be like someone who'd be trying to stop them or trying to essentially beat them to space first. So I
Okay.
can see that being a huge part of the premise there. And then the other part of it is like I don't think they're gonna do this, but like he's like controls an army of apes like that does tests on, and he does the same radioactive test that he sees that like cause the Fantastic Four to get their abilities because of
Cosmic rays or whatever.
cosmic rays. Yeah, exactly. Like he tries to emulate the same thing, but he does it like on apes and he's an army of apes. I don't think this is gonna go Planet of the Apes on us, but I'm just throwing it out there in case that does end up coming about. There's like a little cut there. So a lot of people have asked like who's the Red Ghost, what's going on there. I think that was something that would be just a good little note to throw out. But it was cool to see that you've got a comedian, John Malkovich, stepping into that role. Good actor.
Yeah.
We'll see what comes of it.
What do you think of teasing Galactus so early?
I don't mind it.
Okay.
I'm sure. I think he's going to be similar to, not similar. I think he's going to be in a situation where he's also going to be almost shape shifting in size because he like in this one it looks like he can just
Yeah.
walk on the earth kind of thing, like a super giant on the earth.
Yeah.
But in the comics, he's like straight up grabbing the earth like a cheeseburger and just
Yeah,
biting
right,
into it.
right.
So like if you're outside, like you can't do it. So I think it might be like a ranging type situation, and I'm
Okay.
okay with that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm okay with them teasing him. I mean, I would hope for him to be a little bit in the shadows and not just taken out in this first movie.
Oh no,
I
no,
hope that that's
I
kind
doubt
of
it.
the route
Yeah,
to go.
yeah.
You know,
He's probably gonna ask you to protect the vehicle.
like if it was up to me, I would have teased Thanos sooner.
Yeah,
But like good for Joss Whedon hiding him as a post credit scene.
right.
But like I don't think there's anything wrong with showing as long as you just don't reveal too much.
Okay, I can see that. No, I thought it looked very good. The cinematography looks great. The sets look great. Again, I'm a sucker for set design. I set it back with One Division and all that. So, um, it looks very good, colorful. The costumes are great. Um, everyone looks their part, and I have no issues, man. Honestly, it's yeah.
Will you go to the theaters for this one based on the teaser, or you're not there yet?
I will have to. I'll wait for reviews. Let's
See,
see it
okay,
there.
so you're not there yet.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
yeah.
fair.
But it's
Still game time decision.
but it looks good. Like I'm not saying it doesn't, because it does look really good. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm more excited for it now that I've actually seen something than than I was before, back when we still were in the dark, and there was they were just showing pictures and whatnot. Yeah, man. And the one that I think the one it's exciting that Michael Giacchino's doing the soundtrack, and I'm hoping he comes in hard with incredible vibes, because he
Yeah,
did the
that would be
soundtrack for
awesome.
he did the soundtrack for Incredibles. So I'm just hoping that he comes in with those vibes for this movie, because it's like it's the Incredibles, right? It's like the Incredibles is the Fantastic Four to
I
a certain
mean,
extent.
we got to hear a little bit of the main theme at
Right.
least at Comic Con, and it was great.
Okay.
So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
it
mean,
was
they
great. It was
teased it
great.
on the
Yeah.
on here. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I have no complaints, man. It looks good. So,
Yeah.
I is Marvel back? I don't know. It's like, hey, Marvel's back. Oh, Marvel's back. Oh, Marvel's back. Oh, Marvel's dead. It's like they gotta just let us go from from the ups and downs, right? And I guess we'll figure out when Cap comes out, and then so it's correct me if I'm wrong. Is this year we get Cap, Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts is later, or is it Thunderbolts first
No.
and then Fantastic?
Cap, Thunderbolts, fantastic.
Okay. All right.
Thunderbolts is in May, and then Fantastic Four is in July, which
July.
originally Fantastic Four was going to be in November, and they moved that thing way up to July.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. Oh, we'll
And
see.
we got, and then Disney Plus wise, I know for sure is Daredevil and Ironheart, and
Okay.
then obviously like
Daredevil's
anime.
March 3rd, right? Or March 4th, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, early March.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
animation, Eyes of Wakanda. So we got What If. I think the zombies is this year too.
Got it. Okay.
I'm not really excited for that. I
Interesting.
don't really care, to be honest.
Did you see unrelated? Oh, okay. Do you see that today? Just so happened to be the day that Rogue Squadron was supposed to come out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I believe it. I mean, it's been a few years, man.
Yeah. I,
It's
s-
been a few years,
I
so I
saw
believe
I
it.
saw it on like a Star Wars fan page. It's like, oh man,
That's sad.
that's it. It is. Yeah. The state of Star Wars is it's sad. I mean, it looks like there's positive movement, right, with the Ahsoka rumors and the Ryan Gosling rumors and all that. It looks like there's they're like don't lose hope completely, but Andor looks good. Scott and Crew was good. It seems like they're taking a step back with some of the issues that we were getting with Star Wars, but I mean they're still in a rough spot right now, as
Yeah. Yeah.
as a franchise as a whole, because you go like merchandise not moving, other than Lego, right? And like other than Lego, I don't think Star Wars is doing great with like merchandising, and they don't even do Lego, like they just license it. So
Exactly.
um, I just don't think that they're like every time you go to like the stores and you see the same figures and man, it's so disappointing. I don't, man, heartbreaking almost. if only I
It
could.
is.
If only I cared a little bit more. Hey, you know what? I do care. I would. I would.
Exactly.
I would and we've said it here, and I've said it to people outside of Nola time, and I don't understand. Well, we'll have to, I guess, wait and see.